before building email services, so if you want to consider email services, generally you need to do some changes. For suppose in the first phase, if customer is asking only for sending emails to your customers, not the reply thing. So in this case, you generally go with email templates, right? Simply build a template and you send some information to them. But when you're trying to build, so in the second phase, if they ask you to do the email service on the same requirement, you have to um, change a lot of things. You have to first create outbound email service also. With the trigger, you have to create outbound email service instead of workflow rule. I can show that to you. And later on, you have to, so in the outbound email service, in the reply to address, you have to give the Salesforce email services address, which you have taken for email services in your organization. Okay. Yeah, let's see that thing. The developer console, I'm just going and checking. First of all, so if my requirement is to do the things on, first of all, let's go to again schema builder. So this is a sample object. Okay, this is the custom object on which I'm going to do the email services. I'm running email services here. So first of all, if you see this, this is written by me. Okay, there is outbound email address. So actually, if you are sending with email templates, you have to stop that. You have to build a custom HTML code. Means you have to use that in trigger and you have to send that as a body message. See, what's happening here is after insert and after update, there's a trigger running it on LOA object, LOA underscore CP underscore C is the object name, API name for that. Because the label name is LOA only, but object name is LOA underscore CP underscore C. So what's happening here is I'm going to query the information of the LOA object, the product details and the parent object details, and I'm going to see here what I'm doing is I'm going to create two lists. First of all, I'm adding the people from the contact map. So this is how I'm querying the data from contact object, all this stuff. What I'm doing is I am building the two addresses list, C addresses list, CC addresses. So these are the people who will receive this email. Okay, means mainly the contact. Later on, so because there are some different filters based on the requirement, you neglect this. Generally, building the basic template is building the two addresses CC templates. What are the people who need to which you need to send this email? You will prepare the list first of all. The code is still here for that. Okay, and so if I want to include CC the current user who is means the owner of the LOA also, I can do that by putting cc addresses dot add user dot email. What is user? User is the user object instance. I have created might be in the starting of the trigger. User is the current the record owner of the record might be. Dot email will bring you the email address of the user who is creating the record, means the owner of the record. Okay. So and again, so and you guys know this, when you're sending outbound message, you have to set this mail dot set to address equal to, you are passing the two addresses list which you have created here. There are different scenarios. If it is development, I am going to send to different people. If it is for different, if the product type is R&D, I'm sending to different people. That's the reason I have different loops here. Don't worry about that. Later on, I'm going to reply to address. This is the really important thing. Okay, reply to address is important. Whenever, means in the general case you don't give this, but in this email service scenario you're going to give this, because whenever the contact and two addresses or CC addresses are replying to this email, if they send the information, okay, the email will be sent to this automatically. I'll show that to you. I have sent some YouTube recordings to you, right? I can use that. So if I go to email services, I email to Salesforce, I click on edit. I want to activate advanced email security settings also. So here is a notification to my system admin, not required. Okay. Now my email service is activated. If you go to develop, there will be email services. You will click on this, and here I will create a new email service. So if I create so first of all, I have to create the global web service class, which is linked to this email service. Means when I create the global web service class, what happens is, after saving this, right, I will be generating an email address like this. Okay, like this I will be generating an email address. Whenever, because for that I have to first of all I have to create the email handler, where will so some global Apex class which will parse your your email subject, body, and anything coming from different any email address to these email addresses. Okay, I have to create that class. I will show that class to you. This is elbow. Okay, this is the test class. Means I have created with the same name. Let's open this. So this is the global means inbound email handler. So this is the class name. So in this scenario, I'll pick this class name. Okay, I'll pick this class name. So again, this is a public class. Okay, not the global class. And I have created some variables. And this is the constructor of the class. And as I'm going to use the LOA object, I'm using the I'm referencing the standard controller. I'm using this here as a parameter. Okay. Later on, LOA record equal to new LOA underscore CP underscore C. This is the object name. I'm creating the new instance of this because this class is called only when the email is replied. To which email address you have to reply? To the reply to email address which you are generating from here. After saving this, you will get a you're going to get a very big email address ending with salesforce.com. Okay, that email address. So whenever you're applying some sending some email to this email services, you're going to call this class. So for suppose in your system, if you want to track email to Salesforce, if you have requirements, then you have to create 4 email services each. So if I'm replying on the lead object information, it will go to the lead object related class only because that's uniquely matched here, right? The class what you are mapping here, for this class there is only one email address. If you are replying to this email address, then this class will be called, and this is going to parse your data. This class is going to parse your data. Okay. And first of all, I'm coding the information. So inbound form controller, if there is any with the ID coming from the class, I'm going to query the information from the database, the LOA record, and select ID name from. These are all forms, means text fields, or where we have to fill with this information coming from the email. So I'm querying that information from here. Okay, and this is inbound form control. Second. Oh, I think this is helping this page, not the main class. Okay. Okay, sorry. Let's go with sample request. I'll open that. That's a very big class. I'm not showing that. I want to see the proper name. Sample request email handler. Yeah, this is what I want to show you. Now, this is for the different object. Yeah, this is the global class. That's what I mean earlier. Okay, global class. This is the email handler which I'm using it in the email services. The previous thing is means there is something that's happened here because of this class I created, but they removed it and they created a form by renaming it completely. Anyway, yeah, we'll use this class. So we are implementing inbound handler system interface for email handling. Okay, in this, first of all, whenever you're replying to that email address, this method is going to be called, this class and method. The email what you are sending, replying to the Salesforce will be stored here, and the envelope, everything is stored here. For email, there will be email, envelope, means body. Okay. In the result, you will see the complete email what you are sending to Salesforce, unique email address which you are generating. Okay. Later on, you are creating separate strings, and again, so I'm using the strings for passing the data in the email. So this email is very big. Okay, and I'm going to parse the data. I will show you how to parse the data. We are going to use regular expressions. So, if in the email, if there is a word like this, please enter RA dispatch rate, all this type of information. It's going to search for this letter, and it's after that, if they have entered some date, I'm going to pick that and store this in date format. I'll show that to you. Yeah, let's use this, because here is what I'm converting for the date value, right? I'm using this code to parse the things. Okay, I'm using the first of all, I'm parsing I'm finding the line where it is. After that, I'm splitting the string and email record ID. I'm getting the record ID on the subject. From the subject, in the subject there is a record ID. With this, I'm getting the record ID. So now record ID string is this. Okay. So later on, I'm going to means the date is in email ID split. Okay. Email ID split I'm going to pass, and I'm going to bring down the date. So first of all, so the data which I passed is string. I have to convert this into date format. That's the reason I'm using integer index of. So if there is any value like this inside this, later on I am converting. This is the method for converting date, means the string into date of new instance integer of. First two values I'm passing down into, maybe it's date, month, second value, and third integer value I'm going to use it as year, might be year. So I'm trimming, and I'm trimming method is a string method in Salesforce. I'm using this. This is for parsing. So coming down to the status of this is really easy. This is a little tough because I am parsing the date. There are a lot of values I have to parse. Okay. If you see the status field, it's really easy. Status contains, okay, this. If this contains this, I'm going into the loop. I'm going to use find the value with the split method, status.split. All the values after this will be copied into status value. Then what I'm doing is I'm going to use the parsing method for status. So inside the brackets, inside status value. So the values I'm copying into the integers starting POS and ending POS. What's happened here, right? Generally, the status value is not a string; it's an integer, but I'm storing into the string because the value is inserted in the format of open square bracket. Inside that there is an integer. Later on there is a square bracket. So I can store this only in strings. That's the reason I store it, and later on I am splitting this and I'm storing into the values into the integer value finally. So the status value is I'm getting it as integer, because in my email, if the status is starting, it's 1. You have to put in the number 1. If the status is pending, you have to put the number 2. The type of values I have given in the email which I'm sending to them. Okay, that's the reason I'm getting the integer value finally. The status equal to 2, I'm going to change the status based on the number value to appropriate string value which I have shown in the email template. Okay, so these two values I am calculating in the sample request. Okay, once the values are calculated, I am going to return the result and update the values. SY of DOM is the object what you are going to update the values. Okay, in this object the product status will be updated, as well as the date also will be updated, because I'm getting the date from this method and status value from this method, from this logic. I'm finally updating the result, updating it and returning the result. So I think it's not understandable. So let's do one thing. So because I thought of explaining this scenario because I have done this couple of 6 months back, and there are a lot of changes, and even the email methods are changed completely. What I will do, I will send out some link to you to simply copy the class created for any standard object. Okay, for suppose email to case is already given by Salesforce. Let's do email to lead. Okay, which is not available. We have to do it on our own. I know, like, all the standard fields are same. I will try to build email to lead with all the standard fields like first name, last name, company. So if someone replying to this email with this information, it's going to parse. Okay, I will share the code to you guys. Okay, the main steps is, first of all, you have to create the trigger to send out an emails to the users, to the people who want to send, and even to the to the customers or contacts, anything, all the email address which you can send it, and the reply to address you have to give, which you have taken in the email services. If you want to take email services email, you have to put down some parser class. So before getting this email only, you have to write all the class how to parse that email. If you want to parse that email, you have to know what is going to the customer and in what way he can reply to your email. So if customer is emailing if the customer is emailing like in integers, like name equal to name colon integers, you have to understand the response, or else you have to ask customer to reply in this format. Okay, So when when the HRs are sending emails to you, they will ask you to send information only in this format, first name colon like this. In the same way, if you get the information, you know the format of email coming to you, so that you have to write the email parser class, okay, with the string with the string methods. You can do a lot of things, right? String searching, trimming, splitting. With these methods, you can get the values inside the after the colon. That value you're going to store in the object data, and I will at the final you will update the data, because the data is already there in the system. You are going to update, or if the data is new record, if you want to create new record in the system, like email to case, when I was sending emails from the contact object to the Salesforce email address support at the rate of VisualForce.com, it automatically creates a case. Same way, it's gonna create a new lead. All the leads coming to sales at the rate of VisualForce.com, I can create a new lead into the system. That's what I can do. Okay, I'll show the steps and I will send this to you. I think these guys might be using some helper class, and they have completely stopped of using the email service for an LOA object also. Or else I can do one thing, I can even check the email services, which is are they using, or which classes are they using. I will show that to you. Yeah, they are using email services for, so they are not using for LOA. I think I have checked LOA, that's okay. They are using for tech pack. See, this is the class name, and if you come down, this is the email address. To create the record in tech pack object, you have to send email to this, okay, so that the email will be parsed, because this class is linked with this, right? This class is linked with this, and again, if you don't feel this email is comfortable, you can do one thing. If you know the email administration, you can create some short URL, short email, and you can auto forward all the emails coming to that. For suppose you can't give this email address to your customers, techpack_email_service at the rate of IM273 GB. All this is a very big email address. What you have to do is you have to take an email address that is techpack at the rate of ERMcross.com. Okay, if someone is sending email to this, you are going to auto forward this email to this email address, because you can do it if you have email administration settings. Then all the emails coming to the techpack at the rate of ERMcross.com will be forwarded to this, and the complete email will be parsed, and that's it. And the complete email will be parsed and saved in the system. And in this way, the email what you are giving to the customers also, it's really easy and short. Okay, but in case of Salesforce thing, right, it's really easy. There's no need to modify. Also, some cases when you are sending email, the reply to address will be automatically this. Okay, because when you are sending an email, you are setting the parameter reply to address equal to this. So when they click on reply, it won't give the sender address. It will give this address in the reply to email. But this is the default email. Okay. In that way, you don't need to worry about that much. And finally, the Salesforce will handle this, the email parsing, because we have to write the class for that anyway. All the emails, means if there is any error in parsing, the email routing will be, means all the emails error messages will be going to this email address that you can configure to the system administrator, so that you can see what's happening to the email thing. So for suppose there is a limit for handling the emails also. If you are reaching owner limits or if there is any error in parsing, all the notifications will go to this email address. Okay. And I want to show one more thing, custom settings. So what is custom settings and why we use that? Okay. So generally, if you are trying to integrate your system with some third-party system, for suppose any Magento or any other tool, for integrating, so they might be giving some endpoint URL, some username and API keys. Okay. So in this case, if you want to store this information, if you want to integrate this system, because obviously you have to write Apex classes, right? So we can't directly hard code the values, right, inside the class. For suppose if the password is changed by the Magento system, again the developer has to come and modify. That's a big headache, because when you are trying to deploy into production, again you can't modify like this. Again, for modification you have to modify in sandbox, you have to deploy things to the production. That's very really bad practice. You cannot hard code the values like it. For this reason, Salesforce have given custom settings. So the special advantage of this is, so you can manage the data similarly like custom object, where you can create data, right? Custom object data is here, but for this you have to query, and it takes some time. But the custom objects data is stored in the application cache, okay, so that you can query it very fastly. Okay, it can access very efficiently without loss of repeated queries also. Okay. So these custom settings can be used in following things: formula fields, VisualForce, Apex, and for shortcut web services. You can you can store your integration keys, and you can query this, store this here, and you can query these values in your Apex class whenever required. Again, it's really fast. Okay, if you store these values in custom object, again you have to put down some query. It generally counts in DML statements also. Okay. And it's again not that fast like this. So in this case, you are going to use the custom settings. So some people will use custom settings for suppose if you want to see in your VF page, you have an option to control the number of like, so if you're trying to show some basic information about last 10 months or 8 months or 5 months, because it depends. If some sales users want to see the data based on 5 months, some sales users want to see the data based on 15 months or 2 years like this. If you want to configure this type of options, I can create a custom settings for that. Okay, where the end user also can come and set the value 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 or 20, so that based on the value which I'm keeping in the custom settings, I can show that number of months data on your VF page. Okay, so this is, I give a very simple example to you, the type of things you can do instead of hard coding. So if there are many users in the system, if I'm giving simply 10 as the value, 10 months, so for the person who need more data, means if the person have very more data, means he can see only last 2 months data only on the screen, that he cannot do that, right? He can see a lot of information for 10 months and he have to search for a lot of things. For a manager, for a sales rep, he can view 12 months also, but the data is very less. So in that type of options, you can do some default value as some 6 or 7, 6 months, and you can even give the option to configure that thing in custom settings, where that value I am going to query with the custom settings and put it in the query, like lost or month records. Okay, the type of things I can use with custom settings. So here you can do it. There are two type of custom settings. One is list custom settings, and the other thing is hierarchical custom settings. So hierarchical custom settings is generally specific to the user. So if you want to configure different value based on the users, you can go with hierarchical things. If your requirement is each and every user will be having different values, like manager will be having different value, the sales rep will be having some different value which you can configure. That type of things you can go with hierarchical custom settings, where it has many custom settings like hierarchy. Okay, coming down to the list custom settings, it's a static list. Or suppose if there are 4 Magento settings, which are 4 portals for 4 different countries which your company will manage, you can create 4 Magento settings. Simply it's a list of settings, and you can query whichever you want. So for suppose if I want the Magento setting of India, I can go and search for, I can in the list only I have to give. So if I click on manage, I can create new records also. If I click on manage, oh, the license is expired for that. So if I click on manage, I can create 4 items, 5 items in this single Magento setting. Sorry, in the custom settings only I can create multiple records in the list format. Okay, and so Lightning components is a new feature. It's in beta. So this is for creating some new UI components with different colors and branding. That can be possible. Okay, so the settings what you are enabling will apply to your Salesforce One mobile application. This is in beta version, so this is launched in the last December. Okay, in the winter release. Call. I'm on. A second. Yeah, the remote settings option is available in. So I think I might have shown you this. This remote settings is in security controls in the administrator. Whenever you are trying to integrate with third-party systems, you have to first create the endpoint what you are creating, the remote site name and the URL, and if you want to disable security protocol, can remove this, and you can simply save this, because now Salesforce will allow the integration with this endpoint. Otherwise it won't allow. Your VF page or your Apex class will throw out some error saying that there is no access to that endpoint. Okay, that's one point. And yeah, let's work on the customer portals. That's really required. So I'm going to enable like customer portal today. Click on settings. It's already enabled. Okay. So this is the customer portal and this is the login URL for this. So I can show it very better if the thing is already there in this different edition. What are customer portals? Why we use them? So customer portals is like you are giving access to your customers to create the cases, to view their products, what they got from you, and to view their invoices, type of thing. Okay, anything you can. So what all you're dealing with customers, you can show to them in their portal login, so that they can log in and check what all things what they have bought from you and what is the payment done from them to you, and any cases they can immediately raise the cases from their system. Okay. So customer portals means who is a customer for you? Account is a customer. So how to activate a customer? How to create the customer portal user? So what you have to do is you have to go to the account. You have to make them as available for customer portal. So you have to make this a partner portal based on your request. Sometimes your customers will be sometimes partners, or sometimes they are direct customers. Some people will buy products from you and they sell it for higher costs to in their country where you don't have business, where you don't have any stores in that country. In that cases, they also will become your customers. You create them as a partner. For suppose if Apple is manufacturing iPhones, so there are some stores who buys Apple phones from Apple and they sell separately. So they are partners. The people who are buying directly are customers. Okay. So customer portal in this is also enabled. Okay. These are two users. Oh. Sorry, these are not two users. These are two customer portals created by them. Two people. So this is the login URL for this customer portal. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's go with a quick demo. I'm going into the customers object. Again, when you enable the account, right, you have to go to the contact and they have to create the user, because accounts don't have email address, right? Account is the company. You are giving access to the CEO or CTO of that company, right? He's a contact in your system. So let's open this. See, there is a special button here, manage external account. First of all, you have to create contacts here. There's no contact. I'm going to create new contact. There's no new button here. For that, I have to click on edit layout. I might have disabled the new button on the layout. The new button is disabled. I'm clicking on that, clicking on OK. Now I'm clicking on save. Click save, that's fine. Now, if I go to the contacts, have a new contact, I'll make this as Winky works at. So on the email, I'm giving it as winky works at gmail.com. I'm clicking on save. What I will do, see, so manage external, see, I'm clicking on this, enable customer user. If I'm clicking on this, it's asking me to create the user, means you put down the user credentials here. I'll make it as customer portal, because I have already taken the username even customer portals also with the same user name. That's the reason I'm giving .customer portal 1. See, the user license is customer portal login, and the profile is customer community login. So this profile features will be applied to this. Okay, there is only one customer community login. I'm clicking on the customer community is different. Again, customer portal is different. So I'm using customer portal manager. Okay, customer community means, so say its communities are new, where you can talk to your means the software with your support people in a social way. It's completely like a social networking portal where you can talk, you can raise cases in communities. It's like success communities where the developers can access other people. You can put down the certifications. Some people can reach you for projects like this. Success community, already have seen this. Same way, customer portals, customer communities, partner communities are newly launched by Salesforce. Okay, let's go with customer portal only. Clicking on save. Now this user will be getting a email request to set his password. If it is not received any email, let's do one thing. Reset password. Become okay. Am I using the right thing? Yeah, so you will be getting some link. I think it's taking some time to give the link. Won't be there in spam anyway. Yeah. So before that, what I'm going here is I'm going back to the account and I'm enabling sample 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is an automatically enabled as customer account, and we have a customer. So I'm going to create. So sometimes you can even enable them as partner by disabling this as customer account. Partner means these guys are helping you to sell more products with many other customers. You don't talk, means they can also create the customers in the system, but there is a between the customers, you have one more type, that is partner, who will be reselling this. Okay, that's for enabling as a partner. Let's do one thing. I want to create one more account from this guy, and I will try to create customer community portal license with this. Going back. Click on contacts, click on new contact. Later on, what I will do is as V2, the email is again Venky works. Clicking on save. So this is another contact. I can provide license to him also. What happened? I have a small means there might be a small issue because Salesforce have disabled is going to stop customer communities, customer portals, and they are going to enable only customer communities, it seems, from the 1st of 2015. This is I am trying this time as customer community login, and again the login is customer community 1 CC1. Okay, remember this is my user. Sorry, this is not mine. Oh, I think earlier also I have given in the email. So I think I have given the wrong email when I'm creating the user. I have to give in the username, not in the email field. That's the reason it's showing some error. Let's click on save. This is duplicate. Okay, CC1. That's okay. Click on save. Yeah, I did the mistake. I have given the wrong email earlier. The email address field I have appended .customer community 1. Sorry, customer portal 1. Otherwise it have received. Okay. Now go back to your email. Yes, I got it. Your customer portal has been created, and this is your username and password. So if you want to go with the login, come to customer portal setup. So this is the customer portal, what you are using. I can click on this double so that it will open a new tab. I can give the username, and the password. For the first time it's asked you to set the password also. So these are customer login. Okay, this is customer community login. I think customer portal also login also is very same like this. I'm clicking on login. Now it's asking for the new password. I'm clicking on save. Now you can log into the customer portal. See, this customer portal where he can see the cases, solutions, what are provided by your support team. You can get a new case directly from here. So see, automatically it picks the V2. Okay, because I am the only customer, right? I can see I am the contact of this customer. Customer name is not big, but automatically maps to this only. Electrical equipment problem sample. I'm clicking on submit. So okay, I have to click on the case origin as web, obviously. High priority. I'm clicking on submit. Now the case will be created on the customer's case object. See, oh, it's completely changed to partner portal. So partner portal, you have very less access. Okay, you don't have you don't have many options. See, the very basic things for customer portal, these are the default things. And Venkatji and hello, what is the sample pages which I have created? I have also provided the access for that. I can do one thing. I can create my custom VF page and I can show some more additional information by adding the tabs with the VF tabs. Okay. So if you click on this, it's a simple blank page. Okay. So I can show as much information as I can, but only with the VF pages, not with the standard way. Okay. But the default, these are default cases and solutions. I can even show you the FAQs to them. This is called customer portal. Okay. So partner portals will be having accounts, means account object, product object, all these things, because partner portal will be closely working like a sales application. Customer portal is like a service application. Very closely, it looks like a service application. Why is partner portal? Means so if I am registered as a partner of Apple, so they are going to do some separate login for me for partner portal. In this, I can see home, accounts, contacts. I can do that now by going back, clicking on logout. So, you know, like let's log in again with our main instance, because now I have completely logged into the branding, colors, everything. I can modify it. I'll show where I can modify that. So I'm going into customer object. I'm picking one other, that is James. I'm creating a contact for this guy. There's already one contact, but it's wrong contact. I'm giving it as again WinkyWorks. Okay. Clicking on save. So here I'm going to create as a partner, enable this guy as a partner on the customer record. So now if we go to contact, see, I can click on this, enable as partner user, not the customer user. Okay. If I'm using as partner user, now this guy is able to, I can like give as a partner user. So I'm doing this as pp1. Okay, this is the login URL for this. I'm clicking on save. Anyway, okay, this is again using it. Anyway, I have to show you the case created from the customer portal is registered in my system or not. When I'm trying to show you that login is expired, that I'm showing it now. Going into sample 1, 2, 3, 4. See, there should be a case which I have registered from the customer portal. There is a case here. Click on this. Remember, yeah, this is the case which we have raised it. The subject is problem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sample description is this. Remember, this is what we created on Jan 2nd, 2015. This is completely running in PST time zone. There is 3 hours gap between this and this. Okay. Anyway, let's go to login as a partner user now. If I click on, no, this is the customer login user. If I click on this, I will get the partner user login. Okay. This is the login for that. For logging into this, I have to go to the partner login. So where I can find the URL, I have to go to the partner portal. So these URLs I can put it in on my website. So on ERM cloud site I can put. hey, this is a customer login. I'll put some box and I'll put an image. For customer logins, click here. Okay, that will redirect to this URL. This URL, you can see the same URL for the customer portals also. You can see the org ID and the portal ID. You can create a number of portals. If you have a different type of partnerships with different companies, you can create different portals with different set of settings. And where you can see the fonts, tab styles, all this stuff. Click on this. You can see the styling options. You can see what things you can control. See, that's how it works. You click on the tab, how it looks like. If it is Coca-Cola, I can completely give in that color branding. Everything I can use it like this. Okay. So these are all complete styling. You can control your customer and partner portals. If you are showing the Salesforce UI for your customers, they feel uncomfortable, right? So you have to completely change your colors and branding according to your company colors and stuff, so that they feel, oh, this is your Apple company login where they can create things. Okay. Clicking on cancel. So what tabs I can show it on the customer partner portal? I'm showing these tabs there. Same way, I have option for customer portals also that I haven't configured here, but I have showed 3 tabs plus 2 VF tabs also. Okay. Now coming back to my, I'm copying this URL. Now I'll show you how partner portal looks like. Let's log in different browser. Because when I log in the browser, the previous thing will be gone. This is the org ID, this is the portal ID. Gitcom.ep1. The password, you can see it here. This is the temporary password which you got from system. Pass in this, and I can set the new password also for the first time. So partners can log in here. I can insert this. This is how it's looking. So the things are too bad, but I think I changed the colors. You can choose some really good, nice colors. So you can even change the logo, all this stuff. So you can create customers. So now a partner is creating a customer. So the same data will be seen. Clicking on continue. Because so my validation tools are blocking the customer because it asks me to put on the fax number. Yeah, because it's again read-only field for this guy. Again, why I'm not seeing this is my profile says this is the read-only field for this profile user, so that I cannot enter the data. That's the reason I cannot create the things here. I can create the cases, contacts. I can create the leads from the system from this here, so that this lead will be always available in the main system also, and so the partner and the main company sales guy can closely work and give the demo to the user. For suppose if I am the Salesforce consulting partner, if I'm creating a lead, the same lead will be available for Salesforce salespeople also. The salespeople from and I will be working on one opportunity, means one to close this opportunity, and he will be selling the product, I will be selling the services, and if the lead is converted, it's a lead for both of us. It's opportunity for both of us, for Salesforce as well as for me. So I can see the things here directly in the opportunities, in the reports and dashboards, which is specially for me. Okay, and things. Okay, this is for the partner login. I cannot create the case because of my bad validation rules on and triggers on customer object. You can remove that. Anyway, the data what you are creating will be always in sync with your main production thing. Yeah, I can put down the logo, look at everything here by clicking on edit. I can put on here. These are the assigned profiles for this portals. I can be at any of this profile. Again, for partners also, I can give different settings. Silver partner, gold partner, diamond partner. Based on the settings, I can provide different level of settings. That's what I have give here. Yeah, and you can enable things for different languages also. I can assign this for the portals also, so that they can see in different languages according to their location. Okay. Yeah. And in the next class, we'll be discussing about the batch class and schedule epics. Okay. So, and why we use this. Okay. So, for suppose uh, you want to do some salary hike for all your employees, that is 10% for all the employees. Okay. For all the people who are at the basic level, the people at the higher level, you want to send a hike, give a hike of 5% above manager level. If there are lakhs of users in your company, lakhs of people, employees, so you can run some batch job to do these modifications in the night time. Okay. So generally you can write a batch, some Apex script, okay, and you can execute this thing and schedule it or evening times and night times. Okay, so that the changes what you requested will be changed in all the records. Okay, the salary hike, it will happen. It will update all the records. So as I said, there will be three methods in batch class. The start method for querying the data set on which you need to perform data, means on all the employee records. Later on in the execute method, you're going to write the logic. If the level of means the employee role is less than this, or the employee level is under level 4, okay, the salary hike equal to you can write down the logic there by putting salary into 0.05. The employee level is from 5 to 8, means the basic level. I can do salary into 0. Sorry. In the other case, I will give as salary into 1.05, so that it adds the current salary plus the additional bonus, the additional hike also. For the employees with between 5 to 8 level, means the lower employees, means the new employees, means it's a reverse order. The level 1 employees like CX14, CEO, CX14. The level 8 is the basic new entries. Then for 5 to 8, if you want to give 10% hike, I can put that filter condition, and again I can put down that salary equal to salary into 1.10. Okay, means it automatically increases the salary by that percentage what you have given there. For 48 levels, 10%, and 0 1 to 4 level, 5%. That's a batch job which runs on all the data set what you are coding in the start method. And in the finish method, you can do some patch up work. In most cases, if you don't have any patch up work, you can leave that blank also. This is the batch class, and you generally use database.batchable. Okay. When we are using this thing, right, you have some extended limits than the actual apex limits. Okay, you got more limits than the actual apex. That's the reason. So that's the special advantage we use this to do data modifications on a lot of records. Okay, so in database terms, this is called as jobs also. Okay, a DBA can schedule some jobs to update the data. Same way in Salesforce, we use batch jobs for doing that, to update the data in the system, in the Salesforce system. For scheduling these things at particular intervals, daily 5 a.m. or weekly, every Sunday 5 a.m. or every month 1st of every month, that things you can do with scheduling thing. Okay, you have to implement that. Later on, you can set the time in the scheduling option. Okay, so that scenario, that demo, we'll see it in tomorrow's class. So in the evening's class, the batch class and very basic batch class on account object and how we can schedule that. Okay. You can see, you can stop them, you can enable them. And that's how we can work on very basic scenario. So I think tomorrow we have a demo, right? With each person have to demo something. I'm not sure on this, so be prepared for that. Okay, I think I upload the videos with the same names in the Google Drive. There are same names in YouTube also. Okay, you can access it, whichever videos you want. You can open that and you can view it. For those who have the resumes, you can completely walk through that, what all the roles and responsibilities what you have done. So in the tomorrow's class, we have a meeting, it seems, with Vivek, and some others might be joining, and so we can talk about 10 minutes about Salesforce, what we can do, and what type of scenarios we can do, and what we have done in the recent project. Okay. Okay, that's it. And see, and about the other 5 people resumes, I'm working on that. I will update it as soon as I'm done with it. So I'm currently modifying the alignments and project descriptions. Okay, I'll share that as soon as possible. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, guys. And you have any questions on the options on Salesforce? Yeah, I will show some options. I think if I have not explored the workbench, we'll be exploring it in the coming class when we are working on integrations. Okay. Yeah, all the developer tools. So the most developer tools we use is Eclipse and Data Loader, Developer Console. Yeah, that's it. And in terms of integration, there is a tool called SOAP UI. So this is useful for testing the responses, whether they are working fine or not, the requests are working fine or not. Okay. And there's other tool, that online tool, that's Workbench. that has some special uses where you can query the records on the completely on browser cloud and you can even access the metadata from the cloud only. Okay. Yeah, that's what we use. If you have any questions on these tools, you can ask me at any point of time. Right. Thanks, guys.
Venkat,
yeah.
Can you once explain about like a web to lead cases, how to create them?
Okay.
Like I have tried to install Eclipse, but it's saying that you have some Java runtime error.
Yeah. So first of all, you have to install JDK from Oracle. Go to Oracle site and download this tool. Okay, because for Eclipse you need this.
Okay, so that's the basic. Oracle and download Java.
No. Actually, Java is acquired by Oracle. That's the reason I'm asking you to go to the Oracle site and ask for Java download. I can share that link to you.
Okay.
Java download. So if I'm clicking on this, so it takes to see Oracle. Let's see. You can use JRE8 also, which is a new thing. Okay. Java runtime and JDK. See, here is the option. You're going to download Java. Click on the license what you're looking for. Yeah, here is the JRE. Okay, for Windows 64-bit. You can download this. Let's do one thing. Java installing. But that also takes to you the same screen. Okay, you download. So it automatically shows you for Windows and you can download it directly from here. Okay. There's no need to again choose anything. Just go to this URL. I'm pinging it for you. Okay. This is for Mac download. If you go from here, it automatically shows you Windows download. Once installing this, open Eclipse, and after installing this, open Eclipse, and you do the same process. Okay, of installing the.
Okay.
That works. Yeah, I do face a similar issue when I was installing the new Eclipse in my new system.
Okay.
If you still have any issues, we can work on the evening class. I will try.